sending VEDS. Hi, my friends and fellow VEDSies. I think it's pretty normal that when September is fading away and October is coming to play, we all get a little bit melancholy. And I definitely tend to procrastinate wrapping things up, which is why I like to do the October 1st finale, which it is now, so let's get started. So yes, September is over. You know, August was terrible, and I had so many doubts on if I could even do VEDS this year. Not that I didn't want to, but just like, did I have the emotional bandwidth, I suppose. VEDS isn't easy, obviously, and so I didn't know how well I was going to be able to do this month, especially because, you know, I have a history of breaking down halfway through September. And so I tried to keep my goals low, tried to really focus on what made me happy and really just being a part of the community, because I love this community and that's what I come back for year after year. Ever since I first started out here at VW, one of the first things I did that was really enjoying my freedom as a college student was getting to do VEDS finally after years of watching. I had wanted to be a part of that community for so long, really, truly be a part of the community. It's different if anybody's sitting there thinking, well, you know, I could participate, but I'm basically getting the same experience just by watching everyone's videos, and then I don't even have to. No. Trust me, it is different, and it is so worth every ounce of stress. And early on, James said that he felt like there was something in the air this VEDS. This was definitely a special September. Not just because I cried a lot less than normal. To be fair, that is quite unusual. And it wasn't even just having a new VEDSie, although obviously having Abbey along for the first time, incredible, amazing, iconic. I promise I will get to talking about y'all in detail at some point in this, but I'm very emo right now. But I don't know, I think everybody just really brought their A game and was able to do some really cool stuff. And I think part of it is that we all went just a titch off brand, just a tiny bit, just, you know, just ever so much. And I think it really helped each of us expand in different ways. Before I get into talking about each VEDSie and what y'all did this September, I wanted to just take another moment to shout out my dear friend David. David edited the Abbey reaction video, which, holy shit, that blew up more than I ever thought it would. He made that a cool, awesome thing. We go back about as far as we could, essentially. And he's always been wonderful and always had my back, and I love you. And thank you so much for making something so cool that tricked people into thinking I was cool for a hot minute. So one of the main reasons that I do the reflection on October 1st rather than September 30th is because I'm always afraid that I am going to fall in love with someone's day 30 video. And then I would get sad, because then I could not make it my favorite video on the favorite video list, which is this portion of the video now. Hello, we are entering the favorite video per VEDSie section. I don't know if y'all can tell, because I am acting weird. I'm acting weird because I'm trying not to cry. And VEDS really puts me in a weird space. Always does. So I'm gonna be really fucking sappy. And I'm sorry, but I'm not really, because you all deserve it. Abbey, congratulations on your very first VEDS. We have been feeling your presence every September for a while now, but getting to actually like know you, my brain twin, has been such a wild ride and such a delight. I know we are on opposite sides of Ohio, but like, I want to see you and talk to you about these things in person because the same brainness is insane. You did such an incredible job for your first VEDS, like, not even for your first VEDS, you just did such an incredible job. But especially for your first time as you're figuring out what works, what doesn't, what can you make when you're under a time crunch, you did so fucking good and made so many interesting things. I could have probably made like 7 videos just responding to things you said. So it was so hard for me to pick one video to be my favorite Abbey video. And I debated for a while, but you know, Caleb mentioned that I actively mentioned this video to him in our D&D game, but it really touches my heart in ways that I have trouble expressing, that you put in all that effort to the 6-word story video and the weird compliments that are so wonderful and perfect to each person. And I tried to come up with my own 6-word stories for everybody, and I just could not come up with anything remotely as eloquent as you did. It was just the perfect video. Alicia, my dear, my darling, my pen pal, when we get back to it, it's been a hot minute, but you know, we'll get to it. Alicia, you have such a beautiful soul, and everything you make is just, it's like those fairy doors that people put in trees, the really pretty little decorative doors, but instead of leading into a tree, it's just into this beautiful, wonderful, sometimes strange, but always fascinating world that is your mind. And it's true of your writing and your music and your videos, and I can say this from experience, from your letters. You just bring that unique, wonderful perspective to everything that you do, and every time I get the joy of being in your brain, whether it's for 90 seconds or 20 minutes, is time that I will always treasure. For a while I had a couple things listed as my potential favorite video of yours, but then Cinnamon Hearts came out. I love the song, I love the imagery, I love the explanation. Again, the way your mind works is just fascinating to me. I loved every moment of it. Caleb. You know, it is just fucking wild what a few years can do. Because like, I remember when Where You Existed in my brain was just Spartan Knight 67, the mythology VEDSie, and that was it. That was the entirety of like Where You Existed in my brain. And now it's like a sizable chunk is dedicated to your content and your ideas and our campaign and our friendship and the friendships that have come out of that with your other friends who are now my friends, and just like, God, who would have fucking thought? But yes, I'm so glad that no matter how busy everybody gets during the next 11 months, you're trapped with me, you're stuck. We still have to hang out once a week. It is rule, it is law. You're stuck with me forever, bitch. Your favorite for me was easy. The moment it came out, I was like, oh shit, yeah, no matter what else he does, nothing's gonna top this. I'm sorry, but I'm not. You came up with the weirdest, most wonderful idea with your car insurance mascot video. I keep talking about it to people. This is another one I've sent to people, just like, because it keeps rattling around in my brain. The Geico commercial now, I'm just like, yeah, I could go on a road trip with him. I don't know how you could have topped that. It was just wonderful and wacky in that precisely Caleb way, where it's so precise and serious and yet so bizarre and goofy, and how serious you take it also leads into how goofy it is, but you acknowledging how goofy it is leads to you taking it more seriously, and that weird sort of dynamic that you have that is just very Caleb. Graham, you had a lot of fun this year, I could tell. You definitely seemed to be traveling more, which I know you love. I mean, it's just great to be able to go places again, and especially for somebody who goes places as a part of their job and sees people as a part of their job, that has to feel so good. My favorite video of yours was the Exploring Victoria video. I don't think I've ever actually talked about this in a video, but I come from a family who are obsessed with Victorian housings. Victorian houses are a very big part of my mother's side of the family, and so that aesthetic is very special to me. And just seeing you guys explore that city and seeing beautiful buildings and interesting places. You know, when I think about going to Canada, I think about it for the people, not so much the Canada, but I could vibe with Victoria, I think. I think I could legitimately vibe with Victoria. James, holy shit, dude. You finished VEDS. You had like such a September, and you still did it. That is absolutely wild. But not only that, this is probably my favorite VEDS that you've had since I started. I don't know if that's grammatically correct, but I think you understand what I'm saying. You sort of landed in this Disney and musical vibe this year that I was super into. I loved watching so many of your videos, but obviously the commercial video was a standout. The OG commercial video is one of my favorite VEDS videos that has been made since I've been around. The square butt memes were iconic, and I just love the way that you analyze the commercials. It's just very fun, and I've been waiting for years for you to do it again, and I'm so delighted that it happened. And yes, I love it so much. And last but not least, we have Jeffrey. Wonderful content as per usual. Congratulations on making it through Into the Woods. I'm so glad that you enjoyed Be More Chill. I feel like I put that suggestion out a million years ago. Time is a weird soup, but I'm so glad you enjoyed that. I thought you would, and so I'm glad you did. I am so excited for you to start breaking down the Star Kids shows. So editing Tessa here realized that filming Tessa was a crying dumbass who forgot to actually say what her favorite video of Jeffrey's was, because crying dumbass. It was the songs and media one. I think I left a pretty sizable comment on that one, but yeah, it's just very fun, cool, interesting vibe, and I love hearing how people associate different songs with different movies and TV shows, and it was very fun, and I liked that one a lot. I'm gonna go back to editing this and crying. But yeah, September is over, but at the same time I kind of want to prolong it, because the longer I procrastinate now, the less time I have to wait until I can start VEDS next year. Alright, my friends and fellow VEDSies, I love you all so much, and I'll see ya